anyway, like the point I'm making here is that learn about this relationship between consonance and dissonance, and learn how to deploy that in your own music to create this sense of the hero's journey. You mentioned, that a minute ago, and if
I made a whole video asking about what the meaning of music was based upon the 1-4-5 chord or chord progression. Like that in and of itself, I feel like is its own expression of you can interpret it, and I feel like a lot of people do, of the not the hero's journey, but the basic tenets of storytelling. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I feel like
100%. And dude, it this gets weird, bro. Are you ready for this shit? Oh my god!
I'm probably ready for it. Let's do it.
Here's what's crazy. I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of string theory, which is like it is probably like
Very,
the most
very loosely.
it's probably like the most prevailing theory in physics. So you mentioned Einstein and Newton. So we had classical mechanics with Newton, and then we moved into Einstein's theories of general and special relativity, published in the early 1900s. But then this theory of strings comes along, and the concept of string theory is that the fundamental particles of matter are vibrating strings.
I'm gonna say not quarks. The level below quarks in quotes are strings, vibrating strings. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
which brings a whole new level of Tolkien's Silmarillion introduction with Eru and the great music that was made that manifested the world. That I find extremely fascinating.
Well,
that was before string theory.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that was before string theory. Let's see. Tolkien wrote Lord of the Rings in 40s, 50s, somewhere in there.
Oh, earlier than that. He began writing it in World War I and finished writing it afterwards. But the Silmarillion is kind of a compilation of stuff that he had written before and after
when
the
did
books
he
were
finish
published.
It?
Oh, I don't remember. Like this.
I know he was good buddies with C.S. Lewis, Clive Staples.
Yes, very much
and
so.
They were having like a back and forth about that a little bit later on. But in any case, like string theory is crazy because here's the controversial statement of string theory. Basically, music is matter. What? What? So basically, like what we're into, which is like stroking our G strings.
Well,
right?
when you say
G string.
when you say music is matter, you mean it's literally matter, not just the movement of matter.
Well, matter is movement. So the vibration
okay.
is the frequency.
That's a very interesting statement. Continue,
I'm telling
please.
you, bro. I'm telling you. Like so when you get down to now this is theoretical to an extent. But,
of course.
But here's my hypothesis. I don't know if anybody's heard of this concept of the music of the spheres. If you ever listen to like I don't know if you're familiar with the band Symphony X.
Yeah. Maybe not everyone who's listening to the podcast, but like I would say most of my core fans, we know Symphony X very much.
Okay, so Symphony X mentions the music of the spheres in their music, and basically what you could say is that the ancients, Pythagoras and whatever, they had like this concept that matter was frequency. And this is kind of what modern string theory is saying, which I don't know, like, what are the implications of that? It kind of blows my mind. So essentially, like musicians, what you're into, what I'm into, sort of like the fundamental basis of all living things.
I feel like a crude metaphor would be the same way that the way we experience matter on a very fundamental physical level is the electron spinning around the proton, right? So it stops because the electrons don't want to touch one another, but we perceive it as something solid, but it's mostly what we would conceive as emptiness, for lack of a better term. So in that sense, the matter that we perceive as matter is literally movement, but that's not exactly what you're saying as far as I get it.
Well, the only point I'm trying to make here is use this for inspiration.
Yeah.
We don't have all the details hammered out. But this this relationship between sound and physics, I think, is important. I think we maybe don't understand the depth and the level to which frequency and vibration affects our organic state. Like we could maybe be much more healthy if we expose ourselves to more sound.
I
don't know about
agree.
you. I don't know about you, Mike.
Like
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to walk all the way out 69 steps on a limb. And I'm going to say that when I play music,
every time.
when I play music, like I am experiencing something transcendent. Now, okay, like as I said before, I don't want to necessarily put all my cards out on the table here, but I'm not a religious person. I would consider myself, if pressed to a great degree, an agnostic atheist. But I think that's like a very reasonable position to uphold. Like, the second I was shown convincing evidence for a supernatural power, I would instantly prostrate myself and become aroused, to that deity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, dyed in the wool atheist or committed to the cause. It's nothing like that. So this concept of sound having a deeper relationship to our existence may be worth exploring. And the fact that they call it string theory makes me think that guitar is in fact the greatest instrument, right? Because
I think it's an argument for violin more than guitar myself. But I know
fine,
what you're saying.
but Mike.
Actually, cello is probably better. But okay, I'm listening.
Listen, bro. Like, seriously, like, okay, cello is great. Bach's cello suite, yeah, fantastic. Vivaldi's Four Seasons, the violins are terrific. But
I like how you're so kindly immediately discarding all of that.
Well, I mean, let's get down to brass tacks here.
Yes, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's do it.
When you play the guitar, your range of expressive potential is unlimited. I don't think there's an instrument that has a greater possibility for musical expression. I mean, think about the tuba. Well, that just sounds like flatulence to me. It's low
the most
end,
epic flatulence.
It's low end farting, and okay, it's fairly effective.
If you want small dick flatulence, go to the bassoon. I kind of love the bassoon, honestly.
The contrabassoon is even cooler, I think. Like in Igor Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring.
Hell yeah.
The contrabassoon. Oh man.
But we're getting off topic. You were saying about the guitar, how the guitar is like the culmination of all. This is fucking the orgasm of being.
Why is it the ultimate universal orgasm? Well, again,
I said, it's your claim. Go for it.
It's the range of expression. Human voice is always number one. Human voice is always number one. Hey, what are you smoking there, by the way? What's in your?
I'm just fucking vaping some nicotine.
Is that all it is, Mike?
Yes, it's all it is. I would be way goofier and loopier if it was any more than just nicotine.
I thought for sure it was like Ned Stark's progeny. Maybe not. Might have just
Stark Coom.
Starky and Coom. Okay. Well, okay. So no, I think it is a reasonable claim that I'm making. It's not unreasonable. And the reason why is because you can bend strings. You can play chords. You can play melodies. So it's a harmonic, melodic instrument. Plus, it's a microtonal instrument. Plus, the range of ways to present the sound when it comes to like effects, pedals.
Okay, when you start going
modulation.
into the electronic realm, I think that just has to do with a lack of development of these classical instruments and the cultural purity that surrounds them. That's why I would still argue that the violin and the cello are still more supreme, because there is absolutely a way to technologically bring them up to the level of where guitar has reached, but it's less sexy because it's far less accessible to try and to learn those instruments. Way easier to play guitar. Guitar is one of the 3 easiest instruments to learn. Like, keyboard is hands down number 1. But when it comes to those instruments, they can absolutely be adapted to that technological standard, but they are not tempered. So they don't have the same tone temperament treatment the same way that fretted instruments do. So you get even
which makes it more organic.
I was getting a farther range of expression, in my opinion. And also, instead of it being plucked or strummed, it is bowed, which adds another dynamic. But bowing is just the conventional way in which, God damn it, another battery pack issue. Well, I'm going to be talking and Shred's going to be on camera. But yeah, bowing the instrument is one of several different ways of actually executing the vibration, which you can still do plucking, and there's nothing
you can bow
stopping
the guitar,
you from
though. Jimmy Page. Shout out to Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
If you're watching Jimmy Page,
this kind of sucked.
Led Zeppelin, forever.
And there's also not a
Love you, Jimmy.
curvature. There's also not a curvature to the fingerboard or the bridge as there are on cellos and violins. Hey, thanks for watching. This is a clip from a much longer conversation with Shredmaster Scott. You can see that on screen now. Go ahead and click it. You know you want to. It's awesome. We learn about, well, everything, the entire existence of the world, why guitar is absolutely terrible, yet also the greatest thing that's ever been created. Come on, you got to check it out. It's awesome.